The Sumerians are the world's first documented civilization dating back 6,000 years. But is there evidence pointing to a civilization thousands of years earlier? Let's link the clues lost to history and follow the evidence where it takes us. Why do we see these hands appearing everywhere around the world in ancient sites separated by thousands of kilometers? Easter Island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, Gobekli Tepe in Turkey, and the Badu Valley in Indonesia. Most of these sites have hardly been researched, yet alone 100% uncovered, but they all have numerous similarities that suggest a lost link. So if you've seen my last video, you'll know that the monuments of Giza and the temples of Angkor Wat are connected in a world grid of ancient monuments and point to a specific moment in time of 10,500 BC. Growing evidence suggests a lost civilization existed in the past and was destroyed in a cataclysm 12,800 years ago when the Ice Age ended abruptly due to a comet impact. This theory is supported by the evidence of melt glass, nanodiamonds, and many other deposits in the younger Dryas boundary field. The Earth stayed cool till 11,500 years ago when there was an abrupt warming. And this is the same time the survivors of a lost civilization could have begun to rebuild. It is exactly this moment in time we find the massive megaliths of Gobekli Tepe in Turkey, carbon dated to 11,000 years ago. So the question is, what are these megaliths trying to tell us, and why is all this evidence so easily overlooked? All the sites originated at different dates and are thought to have evolved independently. However, all of the sites contain many similarities. Hundreds of megaliths, many meters tall, and weighing many tons. All sites have got tall megaliths that look at the stars or are astronomically aligned, and all have got extremely similar carvings on them. Easter Island has got over 1,000 tall megaliths dotted around the island. Some of them have their hands on the lower front and appear to be looking up at the stars. The heads of Ahu Akivi face sunset during the spring equinox. You can see some of them have their heads poking out of the ground, with the rest of the stone hidden beneath the earth. This is the same as at Gobekli Tepe, where the pillars are covered on purpose. And when the earth has been dug away, you can see the hands appear at the bottom. Again, the same as at Gobekli Tepe. Does this not raise any questions amongst historians? And Easter Island is extremely far away and separated by almost 10,000 years. Gobekli Tepe is an enormous site. Geophysical surveys have shown more than 200 pillars in about 20 circles, and little has been excavated. But from what has been dug up, the similarities are striking. The hands appear at the bottom, the pillars are very tall and dug into the ground and were aligned to the stars. Whoever built these pillars at Gobekli Tepe went into great detail. Just have a look at this 3D animal where the rock has been carved away to leave this four-legged animal, which is a very lengthy process to do. So why is it that thousands of kilometers away, in Badu Valley in Sulawesi, Indonesia, a very similar carving is found, and in the very same place where there are extremely tall and heavy megaliths, and again, you can see the hands are appearing at the bottom. So as you can see, between Indonesia and Gobekli Tepe, they've got their similarities between the carved animals on the megaliths, and all three sites have got extremely tall megaliths with the hands appearing on the bottom part. I'm not trying to dispute any of the scientific work that's been done in the area. However, I just want to raise the possibility of a lost link. All these similarities have to have come from somewhere. Is it that hard to believe that these similarities have arisen from a common source? Not all of these places have been excavated. So think of the possibilities of what could be shown in the future when full archaeological digs have been done. There's also the Erfurman in Turkey, which bears striking similarities to all the sites. And then the Tia stones in Ethiopia also have similar carvings to Gobekli Tepe, like these little handbags and the hands that are appearing at the bottom. So if you want to follow this in the future, subscribe to my videos because I've got a lot more videos coming up. Today's book recommendation is about Alexander the Great. So if you like Roman history, definitely pick this one up. If you've tried to read Edward Gibbon's history book and you've had trouble, then something like this is a lot easier. It's a historical biography of Alexander the Great. It goes into a lot of detail about how many cavalry and infantry he had and how he planned and strategized against attacking cities and overcame kings and kingdoms. Great book, extremely interesting, and it's only about 500 and something pages.